Good evening and welcome to the City Council meeting with the City of Lenoir for Monday, May the 4th, 2026. A little bit different when we usually meet, but have some things going on that we'll be out of town for tomorrow. So we're meeting today. Glad that you could join us tonight. It is a special day. Of course, it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with us all. Anyway, as we normally do, we'll get started in a few minutes with our moment of silence and our Pledge of Allegiance. As we go to that time, I would like to make a couple of announcements of some families that I'd like for you to keep in your thoughts and prayers. Please remember our Lenoir's former city manager and council member, Mr. Lewis Price, who was with us for a long, long time. He was 91. Lewis passed away late this week. Born in Gastonia, he began his career in government at the age of 18 while he was in college. After he graduated from college, he joined the Army, serving for 10 years. He married his lovely wife, Carol, who also has passed away, in 1957. And she was the daughter of the Gastonia city manager, and that's how Lewis, I think, got started in all this. Lewis has served his career in the city of Gastonia. He was also an administrative intern in the town of Valdez. He became Mount Holly's city manager first. In '64, he came to the city of Lenoir as our city manager and served here for us for over 20 years. Then served as city manager of High Point for 17 years before he retired and returned to Lenoir to live. He was elected to serve on the city council in 1999 and was stepped aside when our manager Jim Hipp left, and we hired Lane Bailey and served as our interim manager until that hiring was done in 2004, and he served the council until still 2013. So Lewis spent over 60 years involved in local government, and we certainly do appreciate all that Lewis meant to this community in so many ways. And also, we would remember former fire chief in Gamble and a police fireman for the city of Lenoir for so many years, Chief Keith Owens, who was 70. He passed away April 24th, 2026. Keith, as we said, was a firefighter for many, many years, including 55 years of service with the Gamble Fire Department, where he served as their chief for 31 years. His passion extended throughout North Carolina with 20 years at the Lenoir Fire Department and 13 years with the North Carolina Forest Service. Chief Owens also proudly served on the WNCAF board for 3 years. At that time, he was operational leadership. Chief Owens was a devoted educator, and his vision for youth mentorship became a reality with the founding of a junior firefighter academy, which was named for Chief Keith Owens in 2023. So we remember Chief Owens and Lewis Price and their families as we mourn their passing with us, and we thank them for what they do. Also today, this is a special day. It's International Firefighters Day for May the 4th, and we remember to honor the past, to recognize the present, and to inspire the future. And we thank our firemen and our firefighters of all types and every field for what they do, put their lives on the line. They do everything to protect us, and we certainly do appreciate that. Chief, thank you, and our department and all the departments of this county for what they do. So thank you for that. Now, if you will, please. One more announcement I'll make real quick. John Hogan, do you have a speed limit sign? It's for 55? Well, we might want to give it to Councilman John Beal. He turns 55 years old today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Double nickels, boss.
Double nickels, yes, that's right. Happy birthday, John. We want to celebrate. Now please rise for our moment of silence and our pledge. Thank you. We salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have several special recognitions tonight. None more importantly, this very first one that we're doing tonight, this is one of those, again, I call bittersweet. That, we have a gentleman who has been with us over 30-some years, and he is retiring. He has led us in this community and this city for many years. Lester, come up here and join me. The Honorable Lester Whittington. This is, Lester is retiring after 33 years with the city of Lenoir. He has led our recreation program in many ways at the Martin Luther King Center. He's come up with all kinds of programs, and we're so proud. I'm going to read those in this resolution in just a second, but we appreciate, Lester, what you have meant to this community. Your friendship for all of us, and especially me, has been great. And I'm proud to call you my friend. I'm proud to have served with you in many ways. We're lots of brothers. We're a lot of different things, and that's a great thing, and I'm proud of that for sure. But let me read the resolution and make a special presentation. Resolution honoring Lester E. Whittington. Whereas Lester Whittington began serving at the Martin Luther King Center, working part-time in the summer of 1993, and moved to full-time in June of 1994. And Whittington was promoted to Martin Luther King Jr. Center Manager in 1997, where he managed facilities and the daily operations. And whereas Whittington graduated from North Carolina A&T and then served 10 years in the United States Army, Whittington did 2 overseas tours of duty, one in Germany and one in South Korea. Thank you for your service. And whereas during his 30-plus years at the center, Whittington ran the Harambe Arts Festival, the longest-running festival in Lenoir and Caldwell County, helped create the ATC basketball camp, founded the Jump Street Drive Music Festival in 2015, and helped found the Caldwell County Black Sports Hall of Fame in 2023. And whereas Whittington also organized many community and holiday events, including Martin Luther King Jr. celebrations, Black History Month events, Halloween trunk or treats, and Christmas toy giveaway, which is really a lot of fun. And whereas Whittington was recognized by the Lenoir Rotary Club with a Vocational Service Award for ethical standards, commitment to their professions, and dedications to serving the community. And whereas in 2025, Whittington was honored with a Lester E. Whittington naming of the lobby and entrance hall at the Martin Luther King Center, and we're proud of that. We'll have that there to remember you for a long, long time. And whereas Lester Whittington has announced his retirement effective June 1st, 2026, with more than 30 years of public service. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, as mayor, and on behalf of the City of Lenoir City Council and all citizens, do hereby congratulate Lester on his retirement and commend him for the example he has set as a dedicated public servant. And be it further resolved that the council and I extend our sincere appreciation and deep gratitude for his faithful and outstanding service and many contributions to the betterment of our city. Thank you. Present to you, Lester, highest thing that we can give to anyone is a key to our city. It says that you have been a wonderful part, and you have made this city a very special place to live, work, and play. And you have really done that. And we do appreciate it in so many ways. So this key to the city is presented to Lester E. Whittington for the Martin Luther King Jr. Center Manager in recognition of 30-plus years of dedicated and outstanding service to the city of Lenoir by the Lenoir City Council, Joseph L. Gibbons, Mayor, May the 4th, 2026. Thank you.
Speech.
Will this let me get into Wells Fargo?
No.
That is the key.
I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank the city managers, the mayor, Ike, Chris, and everybody for always supporting me when I needed to talk to them and being there for me. I want to thank all my friends that came out today. Can't thank you enough. My pastor's here today. So I just want to thank everybody. It's bittersweet, believe me. It's gonna be hard, but I'm still a phone call away. So just want to thank everybody and keep me in your prayers.
You want the council to come down? Would that be? Yeah, come on down. Ward, you're welcome.
I'm just the attorney. Since you asked.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
How are you? Always good to see you.
Does anybody else want to get pictures? All right, right here.
Wait a minute. Robin's coming. Come on, Robin. I didn't see you. I said something to you.
All right, everybody, look at me. Put your hands down. 1, 2, 3, cheese. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, cheese.
There you go. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you. You're very welcome. What's that? Yours? Do we need to say something special about that? You better thank her for 15 years. Lester, thank you very much. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. Thank everybody that came out tonight to support Lester. All right, we have several other recognitions to do tonight. I'm going to read them from here. Well, it's hard to stand there all that time to read these. So, and then we'll come down and present them to each person and then do a picture. We're going to do them all, and then we'll do a picture of each one after we finish each one of these. So try to move it on. Next is a special recognition on behalf of the City Council to present a proclamation to Emily Hippensteel. Did I get that right? Miss Carolina Foothills Teen of 2026, as proclaiming the week of May 10th through the 16th, 2026 as Food Allergy Awareness Week throughout the city of Lenoir. Thank you, Emily, for doing that. Thank you for being here. This is, whereas Food Allergy Awareness Week was established as a national week of encouraging food allergy awareness and supporting those who are impacted by food allergies and anaphylaxis, how do you pronounce that? And whereas food allergies affect approximately 32 million Americans, including 6 million children, and whereas the prevalence of food allergies appears to be increasing among children under the age of 18, which is 2 students in every classroom. And whereas, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, between 1997 and 2011, the prevalence of food allergies rose 50%. And whereas 9 foods account for 90% of all food allergy reactions: peanuts, tree nuts, milk, eggs, wheat, soy, fish, shellfish, and sesame. And whereas there is no cure for food allergies, strict avoidance is the only way to prevent an allergic reaction. And whereas this, whatever I read a minute ago, is a serious allergic reaction that comes on quickly and has the potential to become life-threatening. And whereas managing a food allergy on a daily basis involves constant vigilance, and trace amounts of an allergen can trigger an allergic reaction in some individuals. And whereas food allergy and the
Anaphylaxis.
Thank you, Anaphylaxis Connection Team, thank you for that, is a national nonprofit organization committed to their mission to educate advocate and raise awareness for all individuals and families affected by food allergies and life-threatening anaphylaxis allergies. Is that what?
Anaphylaxis.
Anaphylaxis. And now therefore, too many times using that. Now therefore, I as mayor of the city of Lenore do hereby proclaim the week of May 10th through the 16th, 2026 as Food Allergy Awareness Week in the city of Lenore, North Carolina, and encourage all residents to encourage their understanding and awareness of this potentially life-threatening medical condition, improving the quality of life of the 32 million Americans affected by food allergies and anaphylaxis by this, whatever. In witness whereof, I have Aaron too set my hand and calls the seal of the city of Lenore to be affixed this the 4th day of May 2026. So I will ask Emily if you will meet me at the podium. I'll present this to you and let you speak a minute, and then we'll do pictures when we do after the others.
It helps having a wife as a nurse.
I said, we gotta break it down. I heard that before, cause my child had a lot of allergies, so she got stuck, she allergic to everything. Allergies, like allergies, she allergic year round. Year round, like, yeah.
I'm Emily Hippensteel, and I'm your Miss Carolina Foothills teen. As Mayor Givens said a second ago, over 33 million Americans live with food allergies every day, including me. I have 5 food allergies myself. So that is why I make it my goal to make sure we make our spaces and communities as allergy safe as possible. And I do this by partnering up with research centers, doctors, and I do workshops with elementary schools and Girl Scouts. And by doing this, we create spacers for our older generations and younger generations more aware of the seriousness of allergies. And so I want to thank Mayor Givens and the entire Lenore community for making this possible.
Thank you. We'll get you back up after we finish the others. Thank you. Okay, next is our special recognition for the city council for a proclamation to Public Services, Public Utilities Director Jeff Church, proclaiming the week of May 3rd through May 9th as Celebrate Drinking Water Week throughout the city of Lenore. All right, proclamation in celebration of Drinking Water Week. Whereas the water is our most valuable natural resource, and whereas only tap water delivers public health protection, fire protection, and support for our economy and the quality of life we enjoy, and whereas any measure of a successful society, low mortality rates, economic growth and diversity, productivity, and public safety are in some way related to access safe water. And whereas we are all stewards of the water infrastructure upon which future generations depend, and whereas each citizen of the city of Lenore is called upon to help protect our source waters from pollution, to practice water conservation, and to get involved in local water issues by getting to know their water. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Lenore, North Carolina, and on behalf of Lenore City Council, I do hereby proclaim the week of May 3rd through 9th, 2026 as Celebrate Drinking Water Week throughout the city of Lenore, in witness whereof I have set my hand and seal of the city of Lenore. This is the 4th day of May 2026. Dr. Church? Picture of them. All right. Thank you, sir. And you got the crowd here, man. We got the crew. Yes. Come on, guys, come on. Come on, everybody, come on. And then we'll do another one for council. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor, council members, Mr. Hildebrand. This is one of our, this is my favorite council meeting of the year, because we get to brag on the men and women that work behind the scenes to ensure that our community has safe water. And one of the things that we've started about 3 years ago is to introduce just the individuals who have received certifications over the years, or over the year between this meeting and the last meeting. And so with us tonight, we have a couple superintendents with us. Kevin Matheson with the water plant's with us, and Derek Goble with our distributions and collections system is with us, and also Brandon Goebel, Assistant Superintendent with our distribution and collection systems with us. So we also have more individuals here, so I'd like to read, kind of go over, announce them and introduce them with their certifications this year, because each certification that our professionals receive is that much more quality that we have as a community, and that much more confidence we have in our water system. And so I'm extremely proud of these professionals standing behind me. First, from our drinking water treatment plant, Michael Tomlin. He received his Plant Operator C certification. We're very proud of him. Kelby Graybill, he received his Water Treatment Plant Operator B certification, Kelby, and we're proud of him as well. Distribution and collections, we've got Derek back here. He's leading by example. He was up here last year with his Collections 3 certification, and he's up here this year with his Collections 4 certification. So proud of Derek and what he does and his leadership there. Daniel Deal, labor supervisor, he's with us, and he received his Grade 2 collection certification. Randy Oliver's not here, but the winner of tonight is Preston Triplett, and we affectionately call him Pee-wee, but he received his Grade 1 and Grade 2 collection certification, plus his C distribution certification. So he has busted it this year. He's gained 3 certifications, so we're very, very proud of him. So I'm going to turn it over to our superintendents. Want to say anything? Have anything to say? Yeah, I need to say one more thing.
Well, thank you. First of all, I want to thank the city council. You make it possible by funding the projects to keep our water plant up to date and in compliance and supply our citizens with safe drinking water. It's hard to fathom this, but we treated in 2025 2.25 billion gallons of water. That's about 6.2 million gallons of water a day that we treat. It's manned 24/7, 365 to supply our citizens. And we appreciate the recognition. We appreciate your funding and your backing of us every single day. So thank you very much. And my staff as well. It's only a staff of 9 to do that, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day to supply drinking water. So when you're sitting down sometime and at a holiday, think about us. Somebody's down there manning the plant to supply your water. So we appreciate it very much.
And typically, when you sit down to open that first Christmas present, think of Derek and his crew, because a water line just broke. And so they just left their Christmas and they're fixing a water line. The city of Lenoir council knows this, but I'm sharing this with the individuals in the audience and anybody watching at home. The city of Lenoir is a member of a water management group called the Catawba Watery. And the purpose of that water management group, is to manage the Catawba River where we draw our water. There's 21 public utilities in that group, along with Duke Energy. Well, we all know that we need rain, and we need rain bad. We were in a call with Duke Energy meteorologists, and from October till the spring is the driest it's been since Duke's been keeping the records, and so which goes back to 1971. So on Monday, we declared a stage 2 drought, and that means we have mandatory reductions. And I really ask the community to please take heed of that and please take that serious. There's nothing to panic about, because we have a system in place to take care of it, but we need to take it serious. The restrictions that apply are irrigation is limited to a ½ inch per week between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. Outdoor use of drinking water for washing impervious surfaces is prohibited. Can't wash your car at home, can't pressure wash your sidewalk, can't do all that at home with drinking water. And then all testing and training purposes requiring drinking water, for example, fire protection, will be limited. So please help us with that, because we need to be good stewards so that we don't know when it's going to rain, and we want to make sure we've got plenty of drinking water, and not only us, but everybody downstream from us. So thank you. And again, thank you guys for what you do. This is a great group of professionals behind us, so thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, remind us, we'll have a picture in a few minutes after we
Yes,
finish
sir.
these.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
don't
you.
leave
With
yet.
everybody.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We're always glad to have clean drinking water, for sure. And every other thing. Thank you. All right, next on our agenda is a special recognition. This is on behalf of City Council for a proclamation to our police chief, Andy Wilson, proclaiming the week of May 10th through the 16th, 2026, as Peace Officers Memorial Week throughout the city of Lenore. I'll have Chief Wilson, he's coming up, there he is. This proclamation in recognition of Peace Officers Memorial Week, whereas the Congress and the President of the United States have designated May the 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which that May 15th falls as National Police Week. And whereas the members of the law enforcement agency of the Lenore Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of those inside the city of Lenore. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties and responsibilities, hazards and sacrifices of law enforcement, and that our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, protecting them against violence and disorder, and protecting the innocent against the deception and the weak against oppression. And whereas the men and women of the law enforcement agency of the City of Lenore Police Department unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now therefore be it resolved that I, as mayor of the City of Lenore, and on behalf of the Lenore City Council, do hereby proclaim and call upon all citizens of Lenore and upon all patriotic, civic, and educational organizations to observe the week of May 10th through May 16th as Police Week with appropriate ceremonies and observances in which all may join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities and, in so doing, established themselves an inevitable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. Furthermore, I proclaim and call upon all citizens of the City of Lenore to recognize May the 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of duty. Let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes. Witnessed by hand and seal, this is the 4th day of May 2026. Chief?
I think they're gonna dance.
Also,
We'll come back to a picture too.
thought he was gonna stand up on a step.
Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you for recognition of National Police Week and Police Officer Memorial Day, May 15th. First thing I want to say is about tonight. Tonight's a lot of different proclamations. And really, as I sat back here in the back of the room, I started thinking, man, what an overall picture of the city of Lenore and what it does for our community, not only with the police department, with Parks and Rec, with our water treatment operators, with our public works that's coming up next. There's just a lot of things going on in the city, and we're thankful we have great partnerships with those departments day in, day out, and just what a great feeling it is to have so many good, qualified people here with the city of Lenore. But National Police Week is recognized Sunday, May 10th through Saturday, May the 16th. And it continues to remind us of the courage, service, and sacrifices law enforcement officers endure each and every day. Law enforcement can be one of the most rewarding careers there are, but it comes with hardships. It comes with high stress, both physical stress and emotional stress, that pays a toll on our officers. But it also comes with many rewards. The men and women of the Lenore Police Department put on their boots every day, and they come to work, and they're here to protect the ones that can't protect themselves. And they're here to serve our community, and they do a fantastic job at it. Today's law enforcement officer exemplifies what it means to serve in a selfless career, because it is selfless. We're here to serve others. Peace Officers Memorial Day is Friday, May the 15th, and it was established by the U.S. Congress in 1962. May 15th, or Peace Officers Memorial Day, is dedicated to honor the men and women who lost their lives in the line of duty. Just some quick statistics. To date, more than 23,000 police officers have lost their lives across the United States in the line of duty. Thus far in 2026, we've lost 36 already this year. In North Carolina, more than 600 police officers have lost their lives in the line of duty. Thus far in North Carolina this year, we've lost 3. The city of Lenore has lost 3 officers in the line of duty since its inception, or since we can record back. One in 1969, one in 1955, and one in 1954. And we honor those at the police department with a plaque in our lobby. So again, thank you for the recognition of the importance of National Police Week, as well as the Peace Officers Memorial Day. And also, thank you for your continued support. We couldn't do it without you. This council and this mayor has always been extremely supportive of Lenore Police Department, and it shows, and thus in turn, we can be extremely supportive to our community. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And our last recognition tonight, this is a recognition that will be presented to our Public Works Director, Mr. John Hogan. This is proclaiming the week of May 17th through May 23rd as National Public Works Week throughout the city of Lenore. May is a busy month for proclaiming it, as Chief Wilson just said a minute ago. All right. Proclamation in honor of National Public Works Week, advancing quality of life for all. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life and well-being of the people of the city of Lenore. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals, who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for all our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for all citizens, civic leaders, and the children in the city of Lenore to gain knowledge of and to maintain a progressive interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And now, therefore, I, as mayor and on behalf of Lenore City Council, do hereby designate the week of May 17th through May 23rd as National Public Works Week and urge all citizens to join with representatives of governmental agencies and the American Public Works Association in activities and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, and administrators, and to recognize the substantial contributions they have made to our national health and welfare. In witness whereof, I have caused my hand and seal to be placed and affixed this the 4th day of May 2026. Mr. Hogan, I'll meet you with it. As I've always said, the Public Works Department is the glue of the city. We, every day, if we didn't have you guys, I don't know what else we'd get done. Come on up.
One, yeah. 1, 2, 3.
All right, well, I'll be quick, but thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council, Manager. For acknowledging Public Works, I'll just be brief, though. this year's theme, American Public Works Association's theme, is rooted in service, powered by community. And it acknowledges the roots of service that run deep in public works. A lot of the work we do, like building roads or maintaining streets and collecting solid waste, it's highly visible, while other public works contributions, like maintaining our facilities and our fleet, are sometimes hidden from view. But together, these efforts form the foundation of thriving communities, reminding us that every project, seen or unseen, powers the connection between service and the people it supports, our community. Recently, we got to participate in Joshua's awesome civics leadership program. And of course, we got to introduce Public Works and speak to people about the work we do and the importance of the work we do, and then who we are really. And I think we wrapped this whole program up with, we went through the logistics and all the important stuff, but at the end of the day, public works professionals are folks who have chosen to do what they do because they care about the future of our community. All of us are just regular people, or your neighbors, trying to make a difference. And that's truly what Public Works is. I'll brag on this staff, and I say it a lot. It takes each and every division, each and every person to keep the ball rolling. And to introduce a couple of them, we've got Tracy Huffman, our streets superintendent, who was also nominated last year as APWA's Street Manager of the Year. And right now, he is in the running for the National Street Manager. So we're looking forward to hearing about that. Crystal McCurry, she is the front line. She is our administrative assistant. She takes all the phone calls for public services, which is not only public works, but also public utilities. She gets the good, the bad, the ugly, and then she delivers it to the rest of us. But she does an amazing job. She's always got a smile on her face, and she's, you can hear her laughing throughout the building. So she definitely lightens the mood, especially on Mondays. And we got Jeff Holland, who you've seen a lot here recently. He's our Parks and Public Property Superintendent, so they manage all of our parks and our public properties, our downtown area. And then Beth McMahon, who you don't see a lot because, again, this is some of that important work that is unseen. She is our Vehicle Services Superintendent, so she is constantly, her and her staff of 4 are maintaining our 500 pieces of rolling stock, which are police cars, fire trucks, backhoes, tractors, and all that equipment that we need to do our work. So again, these are representatives of our Public Works Department, and thank you for recognizing us and them.
Thank you. Why don't you guys stay up, John? You stay up, we'll shoot the picture first with y'all.
We going down or?
Jonathan, what do you think? Stay up here or go down?
Yeah.
Probably council up there.
Okay.
We have some big groups.
Come back this way.
Mayor,
Okay.
Snug it up.
Snuggle up.
Yep.
Let it cook. All right.
One of those other people there, don't we? We got Jeff on.
Tracy, you making friends?
good. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. All right, Chief
Thank
Wilson,
you.
come up, say,
2 or 3 more.
stay still.
Soon as I get up here, soon as I can leave.
Keep it up. You'll be limping.
1, 2, 3. Y'all put your hands by yourselves. Yeah, there you go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank y'all.
And then the little girl.
Yeah.
That's
The
plain.
little girl.
And we'll save the best looking for last.
We're all gonna break the camera.
If there's a camera list. Come on here, Kevin.
I wasn't gonna say that, Dr. Church. Dr. Church taller than me, standing down there.
It's like a tree.
I'm just short.
All right, manager, you got a movie, so
Definitely basketball.
Here, yes, sit right there. John, go to your right just a little bit, and Kimmy can lay down. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, golf.
You want to come down for this one?
Okay, since there's not many.
I can't resist your charge.
Oh, my God.
I love it. Every new person that sits there has no idea how to open that stupid door.
You're welcome to be if you want. Do you want? That's a sure thing. You're welcome to.
Wouldn't have been here without you. Nope. All right. All look good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
D-I-V-O-R-C-E.
Thank you. Next, we have a very special presentation from our Executive Director of the Caldwell Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Brian Moore. Brian, welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, distinguished and honorable council members, Mr. Rohr. It's great to be here with all of you. We want to, from the Chamber of Commerce, thank you all for your continued partnership with the Chamber and the work that we're doing. We're not the same Chamber of Commerce we have been, but our legacy is to honor the Chamber of Commerce that we were when we first started 106 years ago. So your Chamber of Commerce has been serving the community for a very long period of time. And I found it apropos and very fitting that the mission of the city of Lenoir is to serve the citizens of the community by providing clean, safe, healthy, and attractive living and business environment through efficient delivery of essential services, city services, and fiscal responsibility. We saw that in action tonight, and thank you all for the work that you do, and thank you for all the departments that were recognized this evening. Your vision also says that we will aspire to be a city of choice in Western North Carolina for current and future generations, providing a beautiful and clean and safe environment. We achieve these through a healthy economy and strong businesses. So that's what the Chamber of Commerce is here to honor and serve. I'm going to have Richard Hedrick, who's one of our ambassadors here with us today, hand out a little book for you guys. So rather than us doing a big, giant, long presentation for you tonight, I thought it would be appropriate for you to see our Vision 2026 overview of what the Caldwell Chamber is about. A couple of the key talking points that are within this book are related to how our partnership in business works. And our partnership in business starts with you. It starts with us having a collaboration between us and each of our municipalities within the county, and trying to find a way that that bridge of excellence can happen more effectively and more efficiently. When you know of businesses that are coming into the community, is the Chamber of Commerce top of your mind to be able to partner with you in the work that the city does for those efforts? We also believe that tourism is very critical to part of what we are doing, and there's a partnership between the Chamber, the Lenoir Tourism Development Authority, and the county efforts for tourism. We have seen, and gratefully so, the new wayfinding signs have shown us just in the month of April a 30% increase in traffic in the visitor center. And we're grateful for the signs that do direct people to the Chamber of Commerce and the visitor center that has been put in place. It's wonderful and beautiful. We do want to establish a pro-business mindset. What does that mean? That we want to, from time to time, come here in support of business activities and initiatives that help us grow our community the right way and be respectful for all the needs of our community. And lastly, honoring legacy at the L.A. Dysart Awards is a very critical and important event that we have going on. And for the last 63 years, that event has been in conjunction with the Chamber's annual meeting. And that this year will be its own special event. That will be held on June 23rd at Cedar Rock Country Club and honoring newly to be appointed and designated L.A. Dysart winners for 2026. Mayor Gibbons, thank you for your service on that committee that helps make that move forward, and our past L.A. Dysart Award members that are here in the room. Thank you so much. Lastly, that I have for you all is a certificate, not to make you stand up again, but we're going to make you stand up again. So Richard's going to hand these out to everybody. So this is just basically our offering of a token of appreciation for building a bridge to strengthen local business. The Caldwell Chamber is honored to celebrate your leadership in the city of Lenoir and our community. Thank you for collaborating with us as we support local business. We are encouraged by helping advance the local workforce with a proactive mindset and continuing to move our community forward through great partnerships with our local municipalities, much like we have with Lenoir. This certificate proudly recognizes each and every one of you individually, and we'll provide these to you. And I'm not going to ask you to come down here. We'll just have Josh take a great picture of all of us. Mr. Mayor, there you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we could do that if you want to.
Thanks, sir.
All right, thank you,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Come down. I think that'd be better.
It's up to council, but maybe one, at least mayor right now.
Okay.
Just so I'm all watching.
Tell me his. Gonna be interesting.
Chris.
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Spring.
Okay.
Moving on. It's yours. It's mine. It's mine.
Thank you very much. We're very proud of our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and what they're doing in our community. A lot of great programs that you're doing. Councilmember Dellinger just remembered, was part of the Leadership Caldwell team this year. Thank you. Congratulations on that, for what you did with that and being a part of this council, for sure. Okay, we'll move on then to matters scheduled for public hearing this evening. Tonight, we have a public hearing. This is to be held for an R2-26 conditional zoning ordinance number 13, which is CZ 13, located at 710 Blowing Rock Boulevard between Crestline Place and Ellison Place. The applicant, which is Foresight Group, is requesting to rezone the subject property to a conditional zoning district, CZ 13, from B6 transitional business and R15 single-family housing to allow for a drive-through establishment with a residential buffer. The Lenoir Planning Board recommends approval of the CZ 13 conditional zoning ordinance, and that vote was by 6-4 as submitted on that. So I will open the public hearing, and I will recognize our planning director, Hannah Williams, for her introduction and comments to get us started. Thank you.
Certainly. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council. As you said, the conditional rezoning application was submitted by Foresight Group LLC and Track West Developers, who are in the audience tonight if you have any questions for them. The property is owned by Stephen Strange, and the primary address is 710 Blowing Rock Boulevard. The site has 4 structures on it today. 2 are rental houses. To my knowledge, they are occupied, and those face Crestline Place. 1 is a house-to-office conversion, which faces 321, and it's currently unoccupied. And 1 is a deteriorated house towards the rear, which is accessed by Ellison Place. It's largely zoned B6, with a strip of R15 towards the rear, and it's proposed to be rezoned to a conditional zoning district, CZ13. The conditional zoning district would allow for a drive-through. It would add drive-through as a permitted use on the whole site, and it would require a 45-foot building setback from residential zones and a 30-foot buffer yard with 4 rows of shrubs and trees. So I'm going to see if that's pulled up. Here's the site plan for our reference. Maybe we can make this full screen. There you go. The site would be required to conform to the design standards of Section 714 in the zoning ordinance, which you've seen up and down the 321 corridor. There are basic design standards. And there would be no other change to other permitted uses that are allowed in the B6 zoning district. So this only adds drive-through as a permitted use. And just as a reminder, the B6 zoning district permitted uses are, there are few residential uses. Also, restaurants are already permitted here. It's just the drive-through that's not permitted here. Business and personal service is permitted here. Office, medical, dental is permitted here, and studio and specialty schools and veterinarians. Like I said, on the screen is what's been proposed. The developer would add a drive-through coffee business to this site, and then they would prepare a second commercial site for another user that has not been determined at this time. The drive-through would be permitted. Drive-throughs would be permitted across the entire subject parcel. And the general zoning ordinance requires cross-access through new developments. So there would be cross-access required in some place so that both developments could use Ellison Place on this side and Crestline Place on the south side. Planning Board recommended approval as presented and adopted the consistency statement provided, which I will read for the record. The proposed conditional zoning ordinance is consistent with the 2045 comprehensive plan because it is identified as neighborhood mixed use on the future land use map, where restaurants and light retail are appropriate land uses and largely permissible in B6 zoning. The proposed development is a drive-through that addresses neighboring residential concerns with a wide natural buffer and proper traffic circulation into and out of the site. It also addresses a pressing desire by Lenoir residents to attract new businesses to the area and intentionally support new commercial opportunities. Staff finds the proposed conditional zoning ordinance to be reasonable and in the public interest because as it provides practical development standards tailored to a complex site and fulfills goals set out by the 2045 comp plan. And that concludes my prepared statements, and I'm available for any questions, as are the applicants.
Thank you. Any questions of Hannah at this point in the proceeding?
And for those in the audience, this property is located across from the Dollar General.
Dollar Tree?
Dollar Tree.
Yes, ma'am.
Dollar Tree in that little area, what's the rental place there? And that's-
Aaron's.
Aaron, so it's across from there, just for,
That's great.
can't really,
Yes.
Any other questions or comments before we move on? Okay, thank you.
Good deal.
All right. I will entertain, I think, with the developer, would anybody like to speak? Is that okay?
yes, please.
We'll do that now so we can kind of hear what the proposals are. If you will, please give us your name and address so we can have them for the records.
Okay. I'm Molly Kilpatrick. I'm with Foresight Group. The address is 51 12th Street South, Birmingham, Alabama. Tonight, like Hannah said, we're here representing Track West Development and presenting this proposed Dutch Bros Coffee with the drive-through. A couple of things that I would like to point out on the site plan. We did hear some comments from the planning commission meetings, and we wanted to kind of address those with the updated site plan. So on the 30-foot planted buffer that's along the rear, one thing that we are doing that may not be shown as clearly on this one, there's actually a lot of really great existing trees out there, and it's a pretty dense cover along that rear of the site. So we are proposing to keep as many of those as we can, so that we'll actually have like about 4 rows of trees, and they'll all be various heights, so that will really provide a screening buffer along the rear of that site. So that's one of the biggest things that we have added. And then additionally, on the turn on Crestline Place to the south, we actually have I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. Okay, so this is the updated landscape plan that we have. So as you can see in the back, it kind of looks like there's some gaps there, but those are the areas where we've identified that those are really good trees that we want to keep, that are already out there. So we'll be adding the plantings back there, but keeping some of that existing screening trees. The other thing that I wanted to point out on the traffic, the driveway, we've actually added a right turn lane and then a left turn lane. And we did that to alleviate some of the stacking that could potentially happen at that turnout right there. So that way, especially people who live in the homes along Crestline Place, they still have 2 lanes that they can get out of. So that is our plan to keep traffic flowing out of the site. Any questions for me so far?
Questions, council? Anyone?
As far as the size of this coffee shop, do you have plans on how many people would fill the coffee shop, the maximum amount of people?
Yes, so it's about 1,000 square foot building, and it's drive-through only, so they actually don't have guests come inside.
Okay.
As far as the employees, though, it's about 6 or 7 per shift, sometimes 9 if it's like a really peak hour. So that peak hour in the mornings, they may have up to 9. And so it is drive-through only. They do have mobile order parking as well, so they have some runners coming in and out of the building.
Okay.
Is it just coffee or is there other food items?
I believe it's
selling?
just coffee. I think they sell like prepackaged
Prepackaged,
pastries, but primarily just coffee, yes.
The driveway in the front of the building, that's there to serve the undeveloped site?
Sorry, this one or this one?
That one?
Yes, so that would be to have cross-access between this future site and this site, so that cars could potentially turn into here and then come all the way through. And then same thing here, cars could turn off of 321 into here and then take this access drive if they were getting to this site over here.
Service road.
Yes, yes, it will be a private access drive, but yes, a service road.
So do you anticipate a left and right turn exit on the other?
On this one?
Yeah.
The proposal that we have right now is just to leave this as it is. I believe in some of just the high-level plans that we've looked at, we do not have a confirmed
That's right.
tenant for this one. This this private access drive would kind of connect back here and kind of come back towards the front and meet right there. So this entrance off of 321 would be left as existing. So no modifications proposed to that one. And then on this one, the only modifications are just adding in the left-hand turn lane so that there's 2 separate lanes for people to get out on that one.
And you gave up part of your parcel to do that?
That is correct, yes. That, so it's a little bit hard to see on this one right here. I believe that's correct. So the existing curb is like, I'm sorry, this is a little bit far away for me. But basically, we would be proposing to demolish the existing curb and kind of bumping this back out this way to get in that extra lane.
So that buffer, that will be planted all the way across the 2 lots?
Yes.
At this now?
Yes, so right now, we have it shown on this one, this parcel. Since we haven't confirmed a tenant here, we weren't exactly sure like where their buildings would be and what types of trees they wanted to do and stuff like that. So this one, we actually have the species identified. But on this one, so I think, and I'm not an expert in landscaping, but the yellow are the shorter ones, so those are gonna kind of provide like the closer to the building. The red ones are a medium-sized tree, and then the green ones are the very tall trees, so that we have a larger screening area that is closer to the residential side on the back. Does that make sense? Okay. Did that answer your question?
Well, no.
Okay.
The buffer, the entire buffer. will be
Yes, sir.
planted.
The buffer will continue up here. We just haven't specified the species and number of
But
trees.
it'll be done now, not when that lot is developed.
Yes, so we do still have the 30-foot planted buffer as a condition on this
Okay.
parcel.
A question for Hannah. Who polices that buffer to make sure it's maintained? City? I mean, no. If the residents have a complaint, they come to the city.
Yes, that would be, since it's a zoning requirement,
Zoning
it's a
requirement.
zoning buffer,
Right.
that would be purview of the planning department and our zoning
Okay.
enforcement.
I think what Mr. Presswood may be asking too is, on the map here, you don't show the buffer being extended, but there's already a thick growth of trees right there, so.
Yes,
Yeah, it's already
so
there, so.
we still have the 30-foot planted buffer listed as a condition on this plan. We just did not list out the species and colorize it like we did here. But there will still have to be a 30-foot planted buffer on this parcel, according to this, so.
If I may, at this time, since no development is proposed on the second site, the buffer is not required along with with this initial development. It would be required when something gets proposed. However, this is conditional zoning, and if you wanted to see that, you could motion to add that as a condition, that the entire buffer across the entire site would need to be. That is an option, but the developer would need to consent to that.
Would any of that proposed buffer go through any of the current
It's a bunch of old growth right there.
buildings that are on that lot?
Yes,
So that'd be very difficult to go ahead
it's true. On the second site is where that deteriorated house is.
and, that's what I was thinking.
You know, but that would need to be demoed for a future tenant anyway.
Okay, any other questions at this point?
I would like to say, I appreciate the service access road you're talking about in the middle, because that keeps from having to create another entrance in the middle.
Yes,
And
yeah.
that's the point of that, so that the two streets that are currently there would be utilized, and you wouldn't be adding something right in the middle that would really make it a choke point. So that's a good plan, thank you.
Okay. Yes, and one more thing that I will add on that, we have met with the State Department of Transportation, and they have conditionally approved this plan, assuming that, you know, the city is fine with everything, but we got their input on the proposed driveway changes in the bottom corner, so we have been coordinating with them, and we'll continue coordinating with them as we keep on moving forward with the project.
Okay,
Anything else?
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Certainly appreciate it. All right, we are in the public hearing, so at this point in time, we'll entertain anyone who would like to come address the council. Please ask you if you will limit your comments to about 3 minutes for each of us, of whatever you want to say. It runs over a little bit, I'm not having a problem with that, but we try to please keep your comments to certain, because we do have other things to do tonight on our council meeting, so, but we want to give you adequate time to speak. So anyone that would like to address the council, this is the time to do so. Please come forward, give us your name and address, and we will entertain that.
Hello. I am Matt Fulmer, 717 Seahorn Street.
Okay.
This is kind of in my backyard, so you can imagine. Dutch Brothers, according to their internet site, they are open 17 and 18 hours a day on weekends. You got 20 cars stacked, sitting there in my backyard practically. Emissions coming over. Stereo's booming. You got drink runners with iPads running back and forth. It's a high-energy type thing. I'm opposed to it. The traffic, that's a whole nother thing that, I know you know about the traffic, but that's what I've got to say. We need the zoning to protect us. I've been there over 60 years. You know, if we change the zoning on this, 10 or 15 years from now, maybe my house will be rezoned, the one across the street, and then you're in someone else's backyard. It just keeps growing. So please look after us and take care of the neighborhood.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
This is just the two of us. I do need just a little bit more time, if that's okay.
yeah.
I wanted to have a presentation and some pictures and everything, and when I was told that I wasn't allowed to bring it and show it. So luckily, I got at least 5 little pictures of what it's like pulling out of my driveway. I'm gonna pass these out. Oh, by the way.
Give us your name and address. Thank you, sir.
Thad Mullis, 119 Ellison. I'm on the street that y'all are talking about doing a lot of these changes to. I don't have any pictures of the properties. I wasn't planning on doing that. That was in the presentation.
Thank you.
These are sort of in order from the way I would look at the street. This is not showing heavy traffic, by the way. This is just trying to show, you know, you look left, you look right, you look left, and then you have to figure out where all these cars are coming from. And so, since I don't have anything, can they put that? Well, it won't matter. So I'm gonna try to describe this instead of being able to point. That's why I need a little extra time. First, I want to say, I don't want to be here. I'm tired of coming here. I like you folks. But, you know, I've been battling rezoning things for the past 30-some years. It's getting old. A person should be able to relax and live in peace and quiet. Now, I didn't live here the whole time. I'm living in the home I grew up in. That's on Ellison. I moved away. I've come back, only to find one rezoning issue after another. First, they have it all residential. Then they want to do a variance. We approved a variance for Virginia. We approved a variance for Steve Strange. Then they didn't do them. Then they came up with B6 zoning. A couple years later, they zoned that whole strip that I live on as B6. Sat there for another 25 years. Nobody wanted to buy it for residential because they didn't want a business being built next to them. And the businesses wouldn't buy the properties because the lots were just too narrow. It didn't make sense, and the price was a little high. Now, just 2 years ago, I turned around and now they wanted to rezone Ellison, my side, to put 11 houses on 4 lots, 2-story homes. 3 of those houses would have sat where my house sits today. They only had one entrance going in and out of Highway 321. They weren't going to put an extra entrance like to connect to Seahorn or another exit to the highway, and they weren't going to put a stoplight. And I'm like, and you're going to have 26 cars on this street trying to pull in and out of Highway 321. It's a nightmare. Now, luckily, that fell through. I thought, okay, we're okay for now. We have a little bit of a reprieve. Now I find out between Ellison and Crestline, they want to put this coffee shop with a 2-lane drive-through. And this is where I had to jot some notes down at the last minute so I could remember how I wanted to say this. But I remember when I grew up here, it was such a beautiful town. And it's such a beautiful drive coming into Lenoir. And I'm going to complain. And no, it's not all y'all's fault. Y'all are newer. But it was such a beautiful town. And reminded me of Mayberry RFD. And I had the good fortune of traveling around a lot. I got to travel most of the U.S. and several countries. And I always thought, wow, nice Lenoir was. Then I come back. We got a 5-lane multi-highway with mom-and-pop restaurants and fast food up and down and coffee shops. It looks terrible. Meanwhile, downtown, don't have to tell y'all, third of those buildings are empty. It's really sad. And I wish they would plan someone to rebuild this town and plan ahead like what they're doing on Highway 321. Now, that's my personal complaint. Now, I want to talk about what I have a concern with. What I really have a problem with is, and I'm going to pretend I am the truck at the edge of Ellison, and I'm trying to pull out on the highway. You folks on the highway, y'all are on the back side of the highway. Y'all are across the street, okay? So I'm trying to pull out left turn. You've got a 1/2 mile stretch. That's all, a 1/2 mile stretch with 14 entrance exit points onto a 5-lane multi-highway. Now, a couple years ago, when we talked about when they talked about trying to rezone to build all those homes, looked up, they had 208 months, 296 accidents in that 1/2 mile to 3/4 mile stretch. That's a lot. That was more than anywhere else on Highway 321. So what I'm looking at now, and I had on this, there's 9 entrance exits on my side of the highway, 9 from Ellison back to Cookout. Again, that's less than a 1/2 mile. You got the Cookout, you got 2 at Dos Amigos, you've got Valencia Street, then you've got 2 for the pawn shop, then you got Crestline, then you've got Steve Strange's old house, and then right after that, you got Ellison. By the way, just to change things, since we had Miss Teen Foothills, North Carolina, I just want to mention Steve Strange's, that little house that sits on the highway. That used to be Miss Teen North Carolina's, where she lived 55 years ago. She's not a teenager anymore, but thought I'd throw that in just to lighten things. All right, but anyway, you got 9 exits. Meanwhile, you got 4 across the street. And the way it works, you've got Dunham Sports. It's directly across the street directly across our kitchen window. Then you have an entrance. Then right next to that, you have one building with another entrance. I think that's AT&T and the urgent care. Then you have another drive. Then you have the tobacco shop where it used to be Krispy Kreme. You got another entrance. And then right next to that, you got Dollar Tree entrance and the Catholic Church. And then right next to that, you got one to Mavis Tire. Now, the problem is this is a 5-lane multi-highway, use highway. And you try to make a left turn, it is extremely difficult and dangerous. And even if I didn't live here, I'd be complaining about this. And I'm sorry I'm a little slow and dragging, but I don't have my presentation, so please forgive me. So anyway, what I wanted to say on that, for me, I've been driving 50 years. I have a pretty safe driving record. I'm a very defensive and responsible driver. I drive a big old truck, so that does give me a little bit of intimidation factor towards some of the small newer cars, but turning left out of Ellison is a nightmare. Jim Green, who used to be on the council just 10 years ago, he always had to make a right turn to drive all the way around to Seahorn Street, go all the way around the neighborhood to Hospital, come back down to Cookout just to make his left turn. Because it's peak hours, it's really bad. Now, so what I want to describe is me trying to pull out on 321, as it is right now. As I'm pulling out, I look to the left. You got 2 lanes of cars coming all the way from, and 9 entrance points up and to that point to enter to the highway. You got 9 of them coming. I'm looking left to verify when they're coming. Once I figure out I might have a slot, I look back to the right. So that's where the highway's coming. That would be Highway 321 South, coming like from Walmart. And there's very seldom, I just want to make sure there's no one in the turning lane, because I'm going to turn into that middle lane. And when I turn into that middle lane, I stop. I have to reassess. So I'm looking at 2 lanes of cars coming this way, 2 lanes of cars coming this way, and a middle turning lane, and 7 entrances right around that one spot that you have to watch out for. And what's happened, in fact, 3 weeks ago, I've almost had 3 accidents in 2 months. And all three times, I was the one that avoided the accident because the other people were pulling out, they were in a rush, and they weren't looking. So when I make that left turn, I look to the left, look to the right. Well, here you got someone directly across from Ellison is the Krispy Kreme exit. Someone's trying to pull out of there. Then coming from that way, coming from this side, they pull into the middle lane so they can turn at the Krispy Kreme or at the AT&T or at the Durham. So they're in that middle lane the whole time, and half the time they speed up. Same thing for, then you got people coming from Dollar Tree and the Catholic Church. If they're trying to make a left turn, they're having the same problem I am. We're coming different ways, okay, and we're running into each other. And they speed up. So if they make a left turn, they're looking back behind them now to make sure they can speed up and pull into that fast lane. They're totally oblivious to the fact there's another car sitting in that same turn lane trying to go the other way. It's a problem. And they're coming from all directions. And then when I came to the land planning meeting about 3 or 4 weeks ago, when I pulled out, I looked to the right. There was only 2 cars on the highway coming from the Walmart area. One poured out of Dunham Sports, one was on the highway. Clear. So I poured to get in the left lane. A car poured into the middle turn lane that was coming like from Cookout. A car tried to turn into that same turning lane from Dollar Tree Catholic Church entrance. And the car that pulled out of Dunham Sports, pulled into the middle lane, pulled right in front of me, stopped in front of Ellison just so they could make a left turn to turn around.
Mr. Mills, if you will, we need to wipe, yeah.
So anyway, they turned around, and that was going on. So I'm pulling out. I had to stop in the middle of the highway. Thank goodness there was no cars behind me. I had to back up. But that is a problem. It's a serious problem. I was an EMT. I've seen a lot of car accidents. It bothers me when you see what happens to people. And all I want to say is I wanted to really try to explain it. Again, it took a lot longer to explain than it would have if I could have showed the presentation. I do want to mention this really quick. You put a 2-lane coffee shop there. That Crestline only has 5 homes. That's all. Now you're going to put a coffee shop, and they said the traffic's going to be 60. It's only going to increase traffic on Highway 321 by 60 cars at peak hours. But then you're also talking about the regular people that use Highway 321, all trying to go through this drive-through, coming in and out of Crestline. It's going to be a nightmare. And I just want people to be aware, and I wish I could have showed you the pictures, but I do want to mention 3 quick things. My wife, she tried to pull out a Dollar Tree to come into Ellison. She checked, she pulled in the middle lane, she's trying to make a right to get into our driveway. The 2 cars that were coming went by. As she turned, a car came off of Crestline, was speeding up, was not paying attention, ran right into her. Right the day before I got my, the day after I got my EMT, completed my EMT training, I was in a car. We went through a stoplight. There was a small grocery store. After that, it's just a highway. We're doing 45 miles an hour. There are no distractions. A lady pulled over.
All right, we've gone about 12 minutes, and that's 4 times what we...
Just 2? 2 more minutes, I'll be done. Let me finish sum up.
Sum it up, please.
And so we came through, and this car pulled right in front of us and stopped right in front of us. So we hit him at 45 miles an hour. I pulled my legs up, fetal position. I'm like, this is going to hurt. I was the only person not hurt. The girl that was in the car, we hit her dead on. Young lady, paralyzed from waist down. Another lady didn't know she'd been in an accident, and we found another person wandering around, didn't even know where they were. It's concerning. It's very concerning. So now what I say here is when we have this 2-lane highway, this drive-through, it's going to be a huge problem. And I just want to ask every one of you, and I'm going to be very serious, because it's not a matter of when there's going to be an accident. It's going to be, or when there's going to be a serious accident or fatality. It's going to be a matter of when and how many. And I just want you to think, you're going to have a young mother driving, either pulling with her kids in the back seat, strapped in, trying to pull out of the Dollar Tree to turn left, or goes to get a cup of coffee. She's trying to turn left to get back on 321, go toward hospital. Now her kids are yelling. She's trying to fight all this traffic, pulls out, she gets hit. the mother gets seriously injured, or the kids get seriously, or the fatality. And I don't think anyone wants that on their conscience. And I'm serious, I'm dead serious about this. I don't care if I lived in Cary, North Carolina, I'd still be here saying, this is a concern. Fix the problem before you add to the problem. And I will make a suggestion, it's not part of the city, you have to work with the state. They should put a stoplight across from where Dunham Sports is. And no, I don't want it there because it'd shine right in my kitchen window. But put a stoplight and work with the state, get it changed to 35 miles an hour from Smith Crossroads to Walmart. It will only slow traffic by 60 seconds, and it will probably reduce the accidents by about 50%. So I appreciate you giving me the extra
Thank you.
time.
We appreciate it
And
very much.
please,
Yeah,
consider,
thank you.
I'm really concerned, not so much about my house or living there, but it's a danger. It really is.
We
Thank you.
appreciate your comments. Thank you. All right, is there anyone else that would like to address the council? Okay. She has an office over there.
I'm Reva Pennell, and I own the property at the corner of Crestline Place. Currently, it is an insurance office. As for myself, I retired at the end of December. Yay! And I'm no longer selling real estate.
And give her your living address, if you don't mind, just for the records.
Do what?
Give her where you live address.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I live at 220 Eastwood Park Drive, Southeast Lenoir.
Thank you.
Okay, but I will be brief. I remember reading something years ago, and it made sense to me. A lady asked her husband, "Will you help me learn to drive?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I'll help you learn to drive, but there's one condition." She said, "Well, what's that?" He said, "No left turns." And I have remembered that for years because I recently just had my first little accident, and I was making a left turn right there in the vicinity. But I will agree with everything that was just told to you by Mac Mullis, because it is terrible. And if you're going to zone the property, I think it would be better not to be drive-through. Because let's face it, why do we use drive-throughs? Because we're in a hurry. And that is not a place that anyone should be in hurry, because it is horrible. As exactly like he said, when we pull out of Crestline, we've got to watch to the left to see if people are barreling up the road. We've got a middle lane. We've got to watch across there to the brake place or tire place. We've got to watch all these coming at us. And that business would be better served. I'm sure that it's going to be commercial, and I understand that. But I don't think it should be for somebody in a hurry. And I don't think, entrances coming from everywhere. It's a nightmare. So that's my statement, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to address? Yes, sir.
Name is John Mock, 1793 Dyson Drive, Decatur, Georgia. I'm with Track West, the development firm, doing the proposed Dutch Brothers here. Something I just wanted to point out, I know it was said earlier, but I think, currently, and if I'm wrong, someone please correct me, that the current zoning is business. The current setback is only 10 feet. We work pretty closely with the planning department to make sure we have as little impact on the neighborhood as possible by increasing it to 40 feet and doing our landscaping more extensively than we do other places, just to keep the neighbors in mind. The other part is, as it sits currently, if the full sit-down restaurant could be put there without just a typical 10-foot setback, which would be even, more intrusive on the surrounding properties. Also, if it was just a simple sit-down restaurant, full service, that the DOT improvements will not be happening either. So we, worked pretty closely to come up with the plan that we think, solves a lot of the issues that people may have with it. And I just want to make sure that was pointed out, that we're not asking for something to go from residential to commercial. This is something that's, already commercial and has, pretty, a setback that's far less than what we're proposing.
Thank you. Totally appreciate it. Okay, anyone else that would like to address the council? If not, I will close the public hearing, and I'll turn it over to council for any discussion, motion, whatever you're ready to do when you're ready, please.
Any discussion?
Well, just a couple of comments. These decisions are not easy. We continue to be faced with some realities that Lenore is growing, and 321 does not look like what it looked like years ago. And what's noted from the planning board and the developer, and I do hear the concerns of the community, is it's already zoned for commercial property, and even if it wasn't brought before the council, with this addition for the drive-through, it could happen and it would even come before us. And it's a busy area, but if you drive across the state, if you drive anywhere, we have these, even in neighborhoods where we have to work to drive carefully, and I mean, left turn is just what it is. 321 is busy. So I do understand those concerns. So I just wanted to point out, and I'll give other council members to make comments before we do our vote, but change is hard. And it's a commercial busy corridor. We don't have a lot of commercial spaces, and it's certainly 321 is that for Lenore. And again, things are changing. We're growing, and so I just wanted to make that comment as we give the council members a chance to make a comment or motion.
I'd like to address that, and to Mr. Mullins, I heard you, I hear you, and I appreciate your concern, and your lengthy presentation was acceptable. I think that, as well as Ms. Pennell, I hear you. However, with any change, it's inevitable that there's going to create some problems and some things that in change that we must adjust to. And with Lenore and 321, I think that we have to adjust to what's happening. If everything remained the same, then where would we be? So I would just like to say, guys, I hear you, I appreciate it, but the change is just going to happen here in Illinois, especially 321. So thank you for your concern, and we hear you, or I do.
And if I may, to the developer, one thing that I really appreciate is that you put in that right-hand exit going out. That helps expand that street path, and so that helps a lot. And also the service road that you have allocated, that will actually take away an entrance exit, because currently there are 9. This will actually take one away, because that middle one will not be needed in the future because of the connection road. So that's a very good thing. And I agree with my fellow council members, change is hard, and it is hard for council to make any of these changes. That's why we have a lot of information, and we have the board and our staff that really put everything together for us, and I appreciate that. And Mr. Fulmer, I hear you as well. My son lives right next to you. Okay. And it is inevitable that residential and commercial in a city that is growing, it's going to come together. And that line has to be somewhere. Currently, by right, the way it's currently zoned, you could have a much larger sit-down restaurant that would take that entire footprint, which inevitably could be more traffic. And it could be lots of things, but I think this is as well thought out as it could be to use the space and the expanded buffer that's a real plus. So I will be in support of the project.
I have to say, you know, this is, as we've said, 321. Years ago, I was on the planning board when we put the B6 in, created it, and we protected that area as best we could for all these years. It's really in the most, it's really B2 property, has been forever, but it's been in the B6 because we tried to do the best we could as the neighborhood continued to transition around it and behind it and all that. So I think they've tried to make a good plan for this and what is being done. And like I say, it could be a lot of different things that are there. A restaurant being one of them, as we've already said. But I think we're trying to do the best we can in an area where 321 is our biggest business property that we have, or commercial property to be used. So we try to do the best we can and protect everything, but it is along 321. I think we need to always remember the locations of that. So, Hannah, you have something to add?
The right-hand turn lane on Crestline was added late in this process, and it's currently not a condition proposed in the ordinance. And if you want, it was a proposal by the developer. If this project passes zoning, but the developer, for whatever reason, doesn't do that, that's not codified in the proposed ordinance. So if you would like that to go forward with whatever development comes to this site in the future, I think a condition should be added to include a second turn lane on Crestline.
Okay.
It's a right turn lane.
Yes, ma'am.
And we can just add that as part of the motion. Is that correct?
You can.
Do we need to add it as a condition?
Yes, sir.
Add as a condition within the motion.
Yes.
Thank you, and I'm sorry for the.
No, that's fine.
Thank you for
Thank you. That's-
clarifying that for us.
Mayor, I have a concern here.
Sir, I've already closed the public hearing. I'm sorry, I kept it open to people wanted to speak, but we have to follow those rules. So thank you, and I'm sorry about that.
That's okay, don't worry about it. I'll pull you to the side and talk.
That'd be fine, that'd be fine. Yes,
No,
sir.
you will.
I got plenty of that.
You know, what should have happened in Lenore 40 years ago is there should have been service roads, you know, all up and down that corridor, so we wouldn't have as many of the entrances and exits, egress and ingress, if you will.
Right.
But you know, that was a decision to be made 40 years ago.
Before we knew we were gonna
Right.
grow.
Unfortunately now, I think my fellow councilman here mentioned to me just a few minutes ago, before the meeting started, the correction of that by DOT would probably be a solid median down the entire corridor of 321, where if you came out on one side of the road, you could only turn left, and if you came out on the other, you could only turn right. Who knows what's gonna happen? Right now, I think if you heard the comments, I think we all have the same feelings here. But, you know, we have to make some hard decisions for the growth of Lenore, and DOT has to make the decisions regarding the highway.
We don't control it.
If you've never dealt with the DOT trying to get a stoplight, good luck. Because we have worked tirelessly on other areas to try to get those, but we have not been successful in doing that.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Okay, council, I should turn it over to you for a motion for your decision on this, please.
Mr. Mayor, concerning and with consideration of the new condition that was added, I'd like to make a motion that the CZ 13 conditional zoning ordinance be approved as presented.
Specify
Yes,
that
sir.
condition.
Well, let's make sure.
Yes.
You want to specify that there be an additional right turn lane added to,
Oh,
is
I
it
thought
Crestline?
that was a conditional.
Yeah, just
Yes.
make it, yeah.
With approval that the conditional right lane would be approved,
Added.
inserted into this motion.
Off of
Thank you.
Crestline.
Off of
Off
Crestline.
of Crestline.
Madam Clerk, you have that? Have that, okay, thank you. Okay, you heard the motion from Mayor Pro Tem Perkins to approve this conditional zoning ordinance as presented tonight, number 13, CZ 13, located at 410 Blowing Rock Boulevard as presented, with the addition to the motion that was added for the turn lane off of Crestline. Any other discussion on it? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. That stands unanimous. Thank you very much, everyone that came out for that tonight. All right, we will move on then to consent agenda items on our agenda tonight. These consisting of minutes of the city council meeting of Tuesday, April 21st. Item B is the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting of Tuesday, April 28th, as presented, as submitted. Item C is the approval of the ARC flash assessment. This is received statements of qualifications from firms interested in an ARC flash assessment of the city's public utilities facilities. Proposals were received by 25 firms. After staff review of the submissions, the highest ranking firm was McGill Associates. The project cost proposal from McGill Associates is $97,500, and the recommendation of the staff is to approve the firm of McGill Associates to conduct ARC flash assessments at the city's public utilities facilities as submitted. That's item C. Item D is the approval of the service line material field inspections to support the lead and copper rural improvements service line inventory development. The city received 100% principal forgiveness funding in the amount of $1 million through the Division of Water Infrastructure for the LCRI service line inventory project. Staff received 3 formal proposals after staff review and a recommendation letter from Freese and Nichols firm. McKim and Creed received the highest ranking. The recommendation is for council to approve the firm of McKim and Creed to perform the service line material field inspections project as submitted. Item E is the acceptance of the resolution for the Lenore Valdez Interconnect project. City of Lenore received and has accepted a direct apportion of appropriation of $17 million less loan fees through the North Carolina General Assembly to fund the undertaking of a project to interconnect the Lenore and Valdez water systems. The city has applied for an additional funding in the amount of $3 million from the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality Division of Water Infrastructure. The State Water Infrastructure Authority has approved this additional funding amount, less the loan fees, of course, and staff recommends council approval of the acceptance resolution for the additional funding amount of $3 million for the Lenore Valdez Water Interconnect project as submitted. Item F is the resolution to Mr. Lester Whittington in honor of his retirement. Item G is the proclamation for the Food Allergy Awareness Week. Item F, the proclamation for the Celebrate Drinking Water Week. Item I is the proclamation for Officers Memorial Week. And item J, the proclamation for National Public Works Week. That's your consent agenda items A through J. I'll entertain any questions and or motions when you're ready.
Mr. Mayor, I'd
Yeah.
like to make a motion that we accept the consent agenda items A through J.
Thank you. We have a motion from Councilmember Rogers that we approve the consent agenda items from A through J as presented. No other discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move on then to requests and petitions of any citizens. If there's anyone who would like to address the council at this time, I think most everybody's left, unless these ladies, if you'd like to address us anytime, it is now open for that.
Any comments?
And seeing no one, thank you. Seeing no one, we'll move on then. We do not have reports of the boards and commissions this evening. Now we go to the reports and recommendations of our city manager, Mr. Hildebrand.
Mayor, council, a couple items for information this evening. On Thursday, we'll have the National Day of Prayer, which is May 7th in downtown Lenore. That'll be held from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. The Lenore Dog Day will be held on Saturday, May 9th in downtown Lenore, and that's going to be 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The City County Service Committee will meet on Monday, May 11th at noon. That's at the J. Broyhill Civic Center. The Planning Board will meet on Monday, May 11th at 5:30 in the council chambers here. The Economic Development Advisory Committee will meet on Tuesday, May 12th at 8:45 a.m., and that's going to be held at the J. Broyhill Civic Center. The ABC Board will meet on Thursday, May 14th at 2 o'clock. And lastly, the Lenore Business Advisory Board will meet on Thursday, May 14th at 6 p.m., third floor, City Hall. And that's all I have unless you have questions, and we do have a closed session proposed.
Okay. Any questions of manager concerning anything that is coming up? A lot of good events, and we do have our, sometime later on, not May, but I think it's early June, we'll have our concerts and things starting downtown. We want to make sure people do know about that.
City Vision tomorrow.
If you read any Facebook today, they were jumping all over us about something, so anyway, good time. Make sure that we let people know what we're doing, and we have things out there, and we appreciate all the planning of that and what's going on, so, on that. All right, any report from our city attorney other than closed session coming up?
No, sir.
Thank you. And I do not have any more reports, coming up from the mayor's office at this time, so I'll move on. Any report from any of our city council members that we haven't talked about tonight? If not, we do have a closed session. This will enter into closed session under North Carolina General Statutes 143-318.11, subsection A, subsection 5, to establish or to instruct the public body staff or negotiating agents concerning the position to be taken by or on behalf of the public body in negotiating the price and other material terms of a contract or proposed contract for the acquisition of real property by purchase, option, exchange, or lease. Do we expect anything? We do expect something to come out of this that we will come back to council to probably have a vote on.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session.
Motion from Councilmember Stevens to go into closed session. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you. Thank you all for being with us. You're welcome to stay, but if not, we appreciate you being here tonight.
You don't handle that right? If this will come back.
Thank you.
That was gonna happen, the one we didn't do.
Yes.
That was a lot of fine reading that
Can't
you
do,
did.
Man,
they could be there.
a lot going on today, wasn't it?
Anaphylaxis is not your friend.
Yeah, he's a handful.
Hey, I'm not sure it would be my review.
Yeah, it's like, you're on 321, but.
Yeah.
I mean, you live. Don't give me words like that.
Anaphylaxis mastitis.
What is it?
Anaphylaxis mastitis.
Anaphylaxis.
I can thank my RN wife for teaching me that. Anaphylaxis, yeah, anaphylaxis.
Sounds like a smart lady.
You had it down.
La-la-dee.
I'll make a motion.
You want more, ain't you?
Yeah.
Anybody coming?
I don't remember the address.
I'm gonna make a
All right,
motion.
I'll entertain a motion to come out of closed session, please.
Make a motion.
So moved. Councilmember Thomas makes a motion to come out of closed session. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Now I'll entertain a motion concerning the property acquisition at 1380 Bayton School Road.
I'd like to make a motion to acquire the property at 1380 Bayton School Road for $150,000.
Okay? That's all we need in the motion, I would think.
Yep.
Okay, have a motion from Councilmember Stevens to purchase the property at Bayton School Road for $150,000 as presented. No other discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. We're done. This meeting is adjourned.
Still meeting at the mayor's house, even though he's.
10 o'clock.